Assalamu alaikum. I am your sister Naomi Saif. Today we're going to pick up where we left off the last time we spoke about living healthy, and I was just reminding myself first and encouraging you, my sisters, to when we are making a choice to make changes, to do it with a purpose. And today I promise we're going to eventually get into tips and things that I can share with you sisters, that I want to share with you sisters, and I want you to also share with me in the comment section below. But before we get to that, this message again, because I want to make sure, see, the thing about change is that if it's not within, if it's not with purpose, if it's not with if it has no real meaning, then it's temporary. So I just want to make sure that we are convinced and that we are sold out, that we are going to commit to making these changes. And when we fail, because we will fail, that we're not going to quit, that we're just going to dust ourselves off, wipe the cookie and candy crumbles off of us, and we're going to continue forward, inshallah. So in the season, in the theme, of why, I wanted to share this story. And please forgive me, I am not good with telling stories. If you've heard the story before, please forgive me if I mess it up. So there was a family, and subhanAllah, righteous family, religious family, what have you, and they had children, and they had these strict rules with their children in regards to movies and ratings and things of that nature. So the children knew that they're not allowed to see movies that had the rating PG-13, but as they started to grow up and become teenagers and be around their friends, they kind of felt like, we need to talk to our parents, because they need to trust us. And so they got together and they talked about how they were going to talk to their parents, and then finally they did. So they sat their parents down and said, Mom and Dad, there's this movie coming out, and it's so cool, and all our friends have seen it already, and we're the only ones who haven't seen it, and we feel left out, and we really want to see it. And the parents were like, okay, well, what is the rating? And they're like, I know the rating is not, it's not approved, it's not, whatever, it's not a good rating, but hear us out, it's a very good movie, I know there's a little bit of cursing in it, and there's just a little bit of nudity in it, but you know what? It's like 10%, maybe even 6% bad, but the rest, over 95% is good. It's motivational, it's inspiring, it's all this and all that. And the parents looked at each other and was like, you know what? Okay, we'll think about it, So they went out, the kids went about their business, and they felt kind of, accomplished. Like, you know what? Our parents are, man, look at, we're growing up, Our parents are hearing us out, so. And they went out about their business, and when they came back, their mom had baked them some fresh, from scratch, freshly baked brownies, like their favorite. So when they walked in, they can smell it from wherever they were outside the porch, the driveway, right? And they came in, and it just, so they came into the kitchen, and the mom had the brownies set out, welcome home, and da-da-da, and the children, they just went to, go at the brownies, and the mom was like, hold on a second, hold on. Before you delve into these brownies, I want to talk to you about the ingredients. I want to talk to you about what I put into it, so that, and they're like, Mom, we already know. You've been making these brownies since we were little, we already know. It's the the best chocolates, and with love, and the best flour, and da-da-da, And she was like, no. This time, because this time, while I used the very best ingredients that I had and things of that nature, I kind of switched it up a little bit. And, I put a little bit of poop in it. And they were like, what? And she was like, what, if I hadn't mentioned it to you, you wouldn't even have known that there was poop in there. And they're like, why did you do that? And why would you do that, Mom? And of course, I'm sure it was respectful. And she was like, it's just, it was just a shortcut. I was, for whatever reason. And they're like, Mom, no. And she said, well, why don't you want to eat it? You won't taste it. It won't affect you. It's not going to kill you. It's not a big deal. The brownie is only, 10 to 10, a very small percentage bad, contaminated, but the rest is good, Again, if I had not told you what I put in it, that there was poop in it, you wouldn't even know. And the kids were like, okay, we get it. This has to do with the movie rating, and you're right. You know what I'm saying? So a little bit of contamination, whether we realize it or not, is not good. So forgive me if I messed up that story. But when I heard that story, I had been hearing about eating healthy and changing my, habits, and, especially MSG. I started to hear it frequently. And I was like, this is true in so many areas in our life. The sad thing about it is you can tell somebody, you know what, those brownies have poop in it, like for real, and they'll be like, and I'm still going to eat it. But we are not those types of people, inshallah. So that story is to give us a why. Why do we want to change? In regards to food, what I'm going to be talking about, inshallah. Why? Because we want to feel better. Because we want to look better. There's nothing vain about that. We want our body to perform to the best ability that it can. If we're going to be stuck in this for a while, might as well be working properly. You know what I'm saying? So we have to know that sometimes there are people making brownies out there and they're putting poop in it and they're not telling you. Sometimes they're telling us and we don't care. Not us, but yeah, there are people out there who don't care and they downplay these things. So, again, why? Striving to live healthy. Why do we want to be healthy? Because you want to live. You don't want to just be alive. Do you know what I'm saying? You want to live, You want to participate in life. And Allah gave us this body in order to do that, in order to maneuver around it. When we wake up, how does it feel? Have you had enough sleep? Do you drink enough water? Do you, and that's why I want to reiterate that every person's journey, every band there, because of the radiation, okay? So, inshallah, if we have things in the freezer that need to be microwaved, let's kind of finish those off, inshallah, in the oven. Yes, it takes a long time, but guess what? You're worth it. You know what I'm saying? A cheap diet is going to equate to a cheap health, a cheap performance. We don't want that. And, as we start to make these changes, there are going to be differences in cost, but I'm going to tell you, being sick is expensive. Being sick is expensive. The thing that we have to get through in regards to changing and food is that we're going to have to learn how to eat all over again. We're going to have to flush our palate. We're going to come face to face with addictions. And that word is so ugly when it comes to food because we have to eat, but it is real. Some of us are addicted to MSG. That is, along with so many other chemicals that are in these foods, what keeps our brain from telling us that we're hungry. You wonder how someone's stomach can go from, normal size to the size of a football. It is because of these chemicals, and they just trick our body into just overeating and being addictive. And so when we eat real food, it tastes bland and it has no taste, and we're just like, oh no, that has no seasoning. No, your mouth has been saturated with these artificial seasonings and this fake food and fake chemicals. You have to flush your palate. You have to flush your body. You're gonna go through withdrawals. I did, but these are just some of the things that I want us to come face to face with now, and just to prepare for. So when, like I said, when we fail, because we will, it's going to be okay. It's, we're not going to quit. We're just going to dust ourselves off. We're going to, wipe the chips, and keep it pushing. But I promise that, inshallah, with the permission of Allah, that as we start to substitute real food and change it. For example, margarine. Get rid of margarine and buy coconut oil. Again, get rid of the microwave. Stop using the microwave. Stop canned foods. Stop frozen. So many things. So, but it's a process. It's a process. Like I said, what I would like to maybe advise, even reminding myself and my sisters as Muslims, is perhaps maybe it'll be easier if we start with the Islamic route. Let's start with the pork and the animal rennet and the alcohol in the food products, and and I said, do research. If you don't believe me, do the research at what microwaves do to food, at what processed food is really made of, and what it does to your body, and why it just sticks to the sides of your body, because it's like, what is this? Your body's like, what is this? I can't use it. Push it to the side, So may Allah guide us. Please forgive me if I'm rambling. And inshallah, as we continue this journey, it'll make us better, bring us closer to Allah, and an appreciation for our bodies. Some people can't walk, some people can't see, some people can't, get out of bed. And alhamdulillah, most of us can. And if we have some impairments and some challenges, alhamdulillah, because there is always somebody, that has worse off than we is. So, inshallah, the next message I will be much better prepared, but I want you to know that you are the expert in your life. So with you being the expert in your life, think about what do you eat the most, write your menu down, and do some research. And your favorite foods, it doesn't mean that they have to go away. You have to eat real food, And in the next message, inshallah, what I really want to talk about is our roots. Our grandmothers knew better. Our parents knew better. I am probably of my generation, 30s, maybe late 20s. We're probably of the last generations, at least here in the States, that I know of people who did not grow up their entire life with MSG and these processed foods and fast food and the sad thing about it is that now we have, like my children, we have the next generation who are predicted to die before we are. May Allah protect us. And it's all because of what we're putting into our bodies. Again, it's like the car. If you put juice in your car because, gas is too expensive, you're going to mess up your car. It's not going to perform. It wasn't created for that. So may Allah guide us, and we will get into it. I promise we will get more into the details. Again, I just want you to be ready, and I want you to know that you're in control. You got this. And only you can customize your menu, your cupboards, and how you shop. That's going to best help your body perform to the best, performance. And it's getting cold, in many places. So we're going to start getting sicknesses, and we're going to need our body to be healthy, So may Allah protect us. And please forgive me for this rambling. Assalamu alaikum rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.